Yo, how's it going, guys? Hope everybody's doing great. I want to go ahead and show you guys on today's video how it is that you can go ahead and obtain profits without really having to be on your computer 24/7. I know there's a big difficulty when it comes to trading, and the main reason why is because we're looking at the charts 24/7. Understand that the more you are exposed to the charts, the more likely you are to lose. So let's get to the charts. Let me explain to you how it is that you can avoid that. Alrighty, guys. So the first things first is you always want to go ahead and take in consideration at what time you want to trade. For example, do you want to be trading at certain zones, time zones? The one that I like to take in consideration is New York, right? The reason why I like to take New York in consideration is because it's the one that is most fitted for my type of lifestyle, where I want to go ahead and wake up early, be able to be done with my day early, and by 3, 4 p.m. at latest, I'm done with my day, meaning I'm done with trading, I'm done with anything I have to do personal development, training when it comes to physical exercises and things like that. I'm done by that time, and therefore I can enjoy the rest of the time for me time, right? So before we get into this, you want to choose at what time you want to be trading. For example, the one that I like to trade is New York session. Now there's this right here where you can go ahead and put this indicator. Now this indicator is a time zone indicator, and that time zone indicator you can go ahead and put at whatever time it is that you would like to trade. For example, if you like to trade during New York, if you go ahead and put the time zone indicator from certain time to certain time, that will appear. And by you doing this, it allows you to be more strict on the trades that you take. For example, let's say that I was taking these trades today, which we actually took these trades today. I actually sent it out to levels, so let me go ahead and just show you guys real quick. Sent it out to the levels Telegram. Now you can access this for simply $1. Feel free to go ahead and click the link down below. I'll leave you guys the promo code so that way you guys can access for $1 for 7 days. Now you guys can see that I sent out a trade zone on Euro USD. Now the trade zone didn't quite activate where I wanted it to. But whenever I send out a trade zone and it doesn't act the way I want it to, I always go ahead and update everybody. That way they can understand exactly what it is I'm looking at. In this case scenario, I went ahead and sent out the trade zone. People were looking, understand, trying to figure out what was going on as far as why I was choosing that area. And that's the whole point of levels, is for you to be able to understand the way that I look at the market. I don't want to just give you the signal. I want to be able to provide you insights so that way you can understand and start training your eyes to see what it is that I see. As we move forward, I will go ahead and mention no price action as of yet that I would like to see. Currently reacting from a 15-minute order flow area. As you guys can see, I sent out information that's currently acting from a 15-minute order flow area, which is a section that I was paying attention to, right? And this, again, it is during the New York session because I like to pay attention to the New York session. Now, as we move forward, I will go ahead and send out this trade idea. Looking at this currently. Now, this trade right here is going up for a nice risk to ratio. And the main reason why I was looking at this is due to the fact that we're seeing that how market is running to the upside. We have some very nice liquidity, and we have that final move to the upside. Very, very great spike above psychological level 1.13 thousand, right? And with that being said, other people were able to take profits as well. And all they're paying is $1 for the first 7 days, and then after that, they'd like to continue. It's $14 for the whole month. So I highly suggest you guys to at least give it a try, and you guys can see the trades that were sent out. Okay, but enough of that. Let's get to the charts. So as you guys can see, I was looking for this during the New York session, and I specifically wanted to take this trade in the New York session. So the way that I'm able to go ahead and give myself those parameters is by giving myself this indicator. This indicator allows me to be more strict on my entries, and therefore anything before, which is prior, or after, I do not take. So there's a setup before the parameters that I like to take in consideration. For example, the indicator of New York session, I will not take it. If there's anything after, I will not take it. What does this indicate us? This indicates that I will be paying main attention, full focus on this area and this area only. What are the pros and cons of me focusing on this area and this area only? Well, one of the cons is that, yes, you'll lose out on several other potential trades. However, there are more pros than cons. For example, one of the pros that I like to take in consideration 100% is you'll be able to identify certain patterns that are repetitive, that happen over and over every single time. And you're able to find these details on smaller and smaller time frames, which by you being able to identify these details on smaller and smaller time frames, it gives you a better advantage to finding a high risk to ratio trade. For example, we can see that we sent out this trade also last week with a nice high risk to ratio trade. And this trade right here happened during New York session. So how was I able to spot that and have risk to ratio of a 24-1? Now, the way I was able to do that is by identifying at what time I wanted to trade. Okay. So as we see New York session, you'll be able to find certain patterns. In this case scenario, what am I seeing at this very moment? We can see how we had some nice lows down over here. We had a nice pull to the upside, and then market comes during that New York session to take out those lows. We go over to the previous day. Now what happened in this section? Now this one was a little bit more complex because it was on a bigger time frame, on the one hour time frame. However, I was able to identify that market was trading a nice distribution schematic for a potential rally to downside. And with that rally to downside, you guys can see that I had a nice potential 45 pip move from a potential entry that I could have potentially taken into consideration. Now, these things happen over and over and over. They happen repetitively, but the only way for you to be able to take these in consideration is by actually paying attention to the details. So I highly recommend you to try it out. Go ahead and give yourself a certain time, back test it, and see what works for you. You can trade New York session, you can trade London session, you can trade Asia session, Sydney session. Try it out. Give yourself a certain time. Give yourself a period, I don't know, let's say about 5-hour period or 4-hour period window. Within those 4-hour period window, backtrack it for a whole month and see how it does. Let me know what's your progress. Let me know how you do. Let me know if you like it. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe for more information when it comes to day trading. I personally like to take this a lot in consideration, and I decided to let you guys know because it's something that has helped me out throughout my trading journey and has helped me to become a lot more financially free when it comes to actually being free from the markets. Because one thing that happens is a lot of us end up being on the markets 24/7 and we don't really realize what's going on around us. So by being able to give yourself a time, you'll be able to take advantage of that. Look for those details, and once you find those details, take advantage of them. You guys have a great one. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.